Welcome to Study Loop.
So we have a surface here, y squared plus not equals 9 plus xz. We'd like to find the points that are closest to the origin. So that is, we minimize the distance to the origin, which is to say the square root of x squared plus y squared plus z squared. Now, note, minimizing the square root of this is exactly the same thing as minimizing the function itself. So we want to minimize the squared distance to the origin, is even nicer. And further, y squared is 9 plus xz, right? So we just want to minimize x squared plus z squared plus 9 plus xz, right? Plus xz. Or if you like, x squared plus xz plus z squared plus 9. Which is lovely. And you can minimize that with respect to x and z with a quick partial derivative here. So if we partial derivative with respect to x, we get 2x plus z, partial z. We end up with 2z plus x, which is cool. We want these to simultaneously be 0. Well, this is 0 whenever 2x is equal to negative z. This is 0 whenever 2z is equal to negative x. To get those simultaneously 0, let's plug in, let's see, z is equal to negative 2x. Plug that in here. 2 times minus 2x equals negative x, which gives us minus 4x equals negative x. Dividing by negative 4, we get x equals 1/4 x, which happens when x equals 0 or when x equals 1/4. Let's see. When x equals 0, we have z has to be negative 2x, so z also equals 0. And when x equals negative 1/4, we have z equals when it's equal to positive 1/4. That's what we just found. So z has to equal negative 2 times x, so negative 1/2. Great, so these are our possible minimal distances to the origin. Let's see what we got here. When x and z are both 0, we have y squared equals 9. So our point is 0, 3, 0. Plus or minus 3, I suppose I should say. When we get this, y squared is equal to 9 plus 1/4 times negative 1/2 is negative 1/8. 9 minus 1/8, which is, let's see, 71/8, I believe. So our points are 1/4, negative 71, or excuse me, negative square root, plus or minus the square root of 71/8, and z is negative 1/2. Let's see. Our distance squared to the origin here is going to be, or distance squared is going to be 9, excuse me. Distance squared. Distance squared here is, let's see, 1/16 plus 1/4 plus 71/8. Let's add these up. So this can be 1/16 plus 4/16 plus 142/16 is, let's see, 142 plus 4 is 146, 147/16. 147 divided by 16 is 9.18. So that is farther than this, which means that our closest points to the origin are 0, plus or minus 3, and 0. Excuse me, because the only possible minimal points are 0, 0, and 1/4, negative 1/2. 0, 0 is closer to 1/4, negative 1/2, those being values for x and z, y being determined by x and z, of course.